competing with you and taking a part of your income because of what they do. It's designed in such a way that if they're in your organization, your downline, the more they do, the more you make. And the more people that you have selling what you're selling, where you live or anywhere else, the more money that you make. You see, corporations, in the normal sense of the word, are trying to keep as much money from the sales force as they can. That's what makes them successful. Now, in network marketing, interestingly enough, it's exactly the opposite thing. A real shrewd, smart network marketing organization is looking for every way in the world they can to get money to the sales organization. The more they can get to that field, the more people can talk about that, the more they can hear about it, the more they can expand, the more their leaders can grow, the bigger the corporation grows, the more profits. It's just exactly the reverse of typical corporate mentality. It works wonderfully for people who understand it and who really participate in it.
That's great. So does somebody have to have a sales background, do you believe?
Well, Tim, any accumulated skill that's applicable to the next task is always a big advantage. No question about that. But a sales background is not all that important, and the nice thing about it is that it's not. The exciting thing about network marketing is that it's a people-to-people business, and people use more of their people skills than they use their sales skills. And I've found that sometimes the most successful network marketing people that I've ever observed are people who really don't use sales techniques, and they don't use sales strategies, because most people are perceptive enough to see that when it happens, and they don't like that. They much prefer enthusiasm, they much prefer warmth, they much prefer belief, they much prefer a sense that the person has a sincere interest in them and what they're doing. And I think human relations skills, and everybody has that. We've been taught that since we were children. That's absolutely all that's essential in network marketing.
Tom, how much are you willing to pay these people to put together this organization?
Well, Tim, interestingly enough, the more, the better. You see, in network marketing, a person gets paid what they're worth, what they contribute, what they bring in. No more, no less. The great thing about network marketing is if you're good, you get paid. And if you're not good, you can learn to be good. You can learn from somebody else. And the reason that people earn so much money in network marketing is because the system is designed in such a way that the principle of multiplication and duplication is working for the average individual. And so that compounding, that ever-widening multiplication and duplication of activity and talent with a compensation plan that's designed to pay upline on a lot of that is what generates these very, very large checks.
So what's the largest check you've ever seen paid out?
Well, the largest check that I ever had anything directly to do with paying out was a monthly check of about $1,250,000. That's not typical. In fact, that's extraordinary, but it's not unprecedented.
So why is it so attractive to be a distributor for a network marketing company? Number one, you get to buy the products at wholesale. Number two, because it's business ownership without business headaches. The network marketing company is the one who deals with employees. The network marketing company inventories the products. The network marketing company deals with manufacturing, warehousing, pricing, packaging, shipping, research and development, catalogs, brochures, quality control, accounting, government relations, and payroll. We, the distributors, are free to just build. We're free just to be the marketing arm of a company. So why does this work so effectively? I can answer this by asking you a question. Who is the best person to market a product or service? I have found no one in 8 years to disagree with this answer. A satisfied customer is the best person to market a product or service. This is by word-of-mouth advertising. Think about this. You and 5 friends sit down in a restaurant. Before the waiter comes and asks for your drink order, what are all 5 of you talking about? I took a picture of 5 of my friends sitting in a restaurant to help me illustrate my point. This person over here, Ed, is telling everybody about the movie he just saw. And what does he say about the movie? Oh my gosh, you've got to see this movie. If for nothing else, just the special effects. Over here, David asks Sharon, how much weight have you lost? Sharon says, 14 pounds. It's this new program that I'm on. It makes so much sense. And David says to Sharon, well, make sure I get the name of that program before we leave. While this conversation is going on, Gina gets a call on her cellular phone and opens up this tiny phone and talks. When she hangs up, Ed says, "That's a tiny phone. Let me see that." Gina says, "Yeah, it didn't cost me anything. It came with a program I bought. I know a guy at AirTouch Cellular who gave me a great deal." And Ed says, "I'll have to get that guy's name and number." What are all these people doing? Selling. They're selling each other. Yet if you ask each one of them if they're a salesperson, they'll tell you no. Yet the movie industry, the cellular phone industry, the diet industry just got paid because they sold something. That was free advertising for all those industries. Doesn't it make sense to be compensated for what you recommend? The reason by word of mouth advertising is better than any other form of advertising, whether direct mail, television, or radio, is because it's based on relationships. And relationships have what advertising will never have, and that's trust. Here's an example. Aunt Linda gets a call from a telemarketer selling 15% savings on long-distance service. Aunt Linda says, "No thanks, I'm happy where I am." The telemarketer's confused. They're like, "Why can't I give away savings?" Trust. That's why. Then Aunt Linda's nephew, Taylor, calls and asks, "Aunt Linda, I'm with a telecommunications company that offers a 10% savings on long distance. And Aunt Linda, if you can find 10 people to connect their phones to this service, then you could pretty much have your entire phone bill paid for each month. Plus, it'll really help me in my new business I've just started. Will you switch?" No other form of marketing even comes close to that kind of power.
I'm Marjorie Seneschal of Newport Beach, California, and I just turned 50 in July. And I've been doing the business for just about 4 years, some part-time and some full-time.
How were you initially contacted to look at network marketing?
It came quite as a result of my results on the products, because I had been introduced to network marketing in the past, and I didn't think that it was for me. And it was only at the insistence of my best friend of 25 years that I eventually tried the products, just to prove her wrong. And I have now enjoyed health for the first time in my life in the last 5 years, after 45 years of debilitating illness.
That's great. And what is her name?
Barbara Quinn.
And so do you hold a grudge against Barbara for introducing you to the business?
Barbara's in my prayers every night, if thanks. I feel like that I owe my life to Barbara. Resent, no. Honor.
How well have you done financially?
Well, extraordinarily well. My top earning in my whole life before was $40,000 a year, and that was gutting it out about 60 hours a week. And just now, really in my third year of focusing on this program, my income is going to be about $170,000 this year. And this is just the beginning. I mean, 3 years, I'm only 50 years old. Can you imagine by the time I'm 65?
So how many years of sales training have you had?
Prior to the program in network marketing?
Mm-hmm.
None. None whatsoever.
Never sold anything in your life?
No. And I don't sell anything now. I share my story. And when I share my passion and my conviction about this program with others, that's what they buy.
Someone once said to me, "I feel uncomfortable making money off my friends or family." If you have that concern, who do you feel comfortable making money off of? Probably a stranger. So how do you justify earning money off a stranger? Your justification would probably be, "I'm providing a good service or a good product at a fair price." So why wouldn't you offer that to a family member? Put yourself in your family member's spot. Do you think that your friends or family would rather compensate a stranger for the same product or service that you offer? Wouldn't you rather compensate your family member than a stranger? My sister is in the printing business. I say to her, "Cindy, if you can match quality and price, I'd rather give you the business than anyone else." That only makes sense.
This is Dr. Ronald L. Schuler. I'm age 61 years old, and I live in Sedalia, Missouri. And I've been in the dental profession for over 28 years and have currently become board certified in clinical nutrition. I've been involved in network marketing since March the 15th, 1991, and it gave me the opportunity to sell my practice and to do the things I want to do, and that's research and nutrition. The thing that I enjoy about being involved in network marketing, it's given me the time freedom and the financial freedom to do what I want to do.
How were you initially contacted to look at network marketing?
By a fellow classmate.
How'd you feel about your friend contacting you about a business?
I felt very good about it because I knew that it had to be a legitimate concept. Having known and gone through school with him, that I believed that he would not come to me with something unless it was legitimate.
Normally, my experience has been doctors don't feel good about recommending products or talking to people about business. How have you overcome that yourself, Dr. Schuler?
Well, the first thing that I had to realize is that this was not only an excellent way and vehicle to get products to the inline consumer, but they had to be quality products. And so therefore I felt very comfortable in recommending this concept to my patients.
So it was actually after you do the research yourself on the products, then you felt comfortable at recommending them to patients.
That is correct, because I think it's the product that is the movement for the force behind this concept.
So you didn't have a sales background. What would you say to people who were concerned about not having a sales background going into network marketing?
Well, not having a sales background, everybody must realize that, essentially everyone is a salesman, a professional. When, for example, if a patient needed a surgical procedure, I had to show them why and the reasons for it, and I really had to sell them on the concept of having this surgical procedure. So the same thing applies to good products. I'm not perceived, therefore, as a salesman, but as...
Now let's move to the big picture. You must be asking the question, how does this little group of products or this service turn into this kind of money? Who's selling all that product? Is this something where I'd be going door to door? Did I get my doctorate degree to go door to door? To answer your question right off, no. We're not going door to door. I've seen owners of some of the most successful advertising companies in the world look in amazement at how what appears to them as a onesie-twosie little business can actually be more effective at penetrating the consumer market than one of their $50 million advertising blitzes. I know of 2 network marketing companies that have reached $1 billion in sales inside of 10 years. Incidentally, to my knowledge, there have been less than 10 companies of any kind to ever do that. I can promise you that when I'm done with this discussion on how sales volume moves, even if you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you will become enamored with how efficiently and effectively products and services move in this industry. And it will probably explain for you why an estimated 30% of AT&T's long-distance service has been taken because of network marketing activity. In 1996, it's estimated that almost $20 billion worth of goods and services moved to this industry in the United States alone. I've also read that companies like Gillette, Colgate, Citibank, MCI, IBM, Toyota, Xerox, Texas Instrument, General Motors, General Electric, and Coca-Cola have distributed some of their products and services through network marketing. Obviously, they've figured out how powerful this distribution is. The way I'm going to explain who's selling the product is in the form of gears that drive sales volume. There are 3 of them. The first gear that drives sales volume in network marketing is exploratory volume. Let's suppose that you like what you've seen so far and it makes sense to you. Your next obvious step is to buy some products or use the service. You couldn't promote a business if you didn't understand the products and believe in them, which is the movement of some sales volume. As soon as you purchase some products, that's some volume that just got sold. Let me give you an example of how this volume can add up. A while back, my partner and I had our company's computer generate a list of new people for that month. We had over 2,400 new people come into our business worldwide in that one particular month. Now, if just a few of those new people that came into our business came in trying products,